The EQC, the EQB, the iX, the iPace, or even the Etron. What is it about luxury electric vehicles and their strangely abbreviated names? But then again, what is it about names anyway? Because the only name you need to trust when it comes to automotive news is HT Auto. Hi, I'm Shubhadeep Chakravarti and we are in pleasant Bangalore today to test drive what could potentially be one of the most electrifying electric vehicles of the year. I'm standing next to the Audi Q8 e-tron Sportback model that's all set for its official India debut. What is it about the new Q8 e-tron and the e-tron Sportback model that should excite the market? We're finding out the answer to just that in this episode, so stay tuned. Clean power and a whole lot of power usually dominate topics when you're talking about electric vehicles. But when it comes to Audi electric vehicles specifically, it is also about the sheer styling of these cars that really dominate all sorts of debates. The Q8 e-tron Sportback is absolutely no exception, and for the uninitiated, the Sportback refers to the swept-back, elongated roofline of this car. Now that not only helps this car gain a sportier visual appeal, but also helps it with its performance, because the Sportback model has a drag coefficient of 0.24 as against 0.27 on the Q8 e-tron. But coming back to the sheer styling highlights of the Q8 e-tron Sportback model, the front face is really just so stunning, courtesy the all-black inverted grille at the front, complete with the all-new 2D Audi logo on the face. Flanking the front grille on either side are digital LED matrix headlight. Much has been spoken, much has been written about these. These are one of the best in the industries in terms of projection as well as illumination. Now moving to the side of the vehicle, it has a stretched profile, stands on 20-inch wheels. The alloy design are rather simple and yet very catchy. There is black inlay and the red calipers sort of enhance the sporty appeal of this vehicle. My personal favorite on any Audi electric vehicle is the fact that you get charging points on both sides of the car. So when you're taking it to a charging point or when you're charging it at your home, you don't have to worry about which angle you need to park the car in. Press of a button and the flap opens, press of another button and the flap goes back in. The other highlights from the side profile of the Q8 e-tron Sportback are large windows, these side ORVM indicators, and a profile that overall just exudes classiness and sportiness. The rear profile of the Q8 e-tron Sportback is dominated by an LED light signature. It gets the Audi logo and the Q8 lettering. Personally, I would have preferred a Sportback lettering badge here as well, although visually, yes, it is very evident that this is the Sportback, but owners of the slightly more expensive version of the Q8 e-tron would have also wanted some lettering here. But being an Audi, it's not just about the exterior styling and design elements, but the fact that this car comes absolutely loaded to the brim with features galore. As the wind picks up here, let's get inside to bring you all the details of the cabin features. The Q8 e-tron Sportback model is typically well laid out from within as well, with a generous dose of tech and comfort. A four-seater for all practical purposes, the cabin here is not vastly different from the outgoing e-tron, but does pack in a lot still. There is a dual screen setup with a 10.1-inch main display unit and an 8.6-inch screen for the air conditioning controls. Do I still prefer physical buttons? Sure. But there are many who feel this is the real deal. The real deal is also the Audi Virtual Cockpit or the driver display unit, which is as informative as ever. The seats are fairly plush and come with heating, ventilation, and power adjust function. There is a large sunroof, a 360-degree camera, multi-zone climate control with air ionization and aromatization. The big highlight though is the addition of a 16-speaker 3D Bang & Olufsen sound system with an almost theatre-like output. The Q8 e-tron models come with a mammoth 114 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which now takes its range much closer to the 500-kilometer mark. This is crucial also because you can push pedal to the metal on daily drives without much range concerns. And why won't you do just that? There is a combined output of 408 HP and 664 Newton meters of torque at your disposal, with a Q8 e-tron just racing forward at the slightest throttle input. The precision of the steering, the high-speed stability, and yet the phenomenal control on NVH levels are just what you would expect from an Audi electric car. But the fact that here is an electric vehicle that also gets the famed Quattro system means tackling back road trails is no issue either. Engage the off-road mode and the ride height increases for better clearance. In all, the EV comes with multiple drive modes to suit your mood and the conditions as well. Audi India has a wide range of models in the Indian market, cutting across from SUVs to sedans to performance vehicles and even electric vehicles. The mood is clearly upbeat, but today the mood is also very silent because the Q8 e-tron and the Sportback model make quite the noise without making any noise at all. Expected to be priced upwards of rupees 1.10 crore, it's safe to assume that this car will not be part of the common garage. And yet, for someone looking to get into the luxury electric vehicle space, this car will potentially make perfect sense. Also considering the fact that Audi is going to provide every unit with a 22 kilowatt-hour charger, which will power this car to 100% in around 6 hours. What do you make of the Q8 e-tron Sportback? Do let us know, and do not forget to check out our in-depth written review as well. In this episode though, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching.